YouTube, how's everyone doing today, man? It's the guy Context here bringing you all a new video. And today's video will be the first in my new installment of my Free Talk Friday series, which will be a series I post every week on Friday. It'll basically be me talking about relevant stuff to us gamers. And yeah. So, questions on this gameplay. Basically, it's an arena game I played with my youngest brother, my other brother Derek, and the homie Vince. Shout out to the man Vince. We all know he's the Connect. And yeah, so we lose by like 10 points, but I almost dropped 70 on him in arena, so that's pretty good. And yeah, not gonna get too much into the facts of why we lost. We just didn't rotate and stuff. And I'm gonna get into the topic of the video now, which, as you guys saw in the title, is music. More importantly, the rap game. I know a lot of us listen to some form of rap, so I figured it would be a pretty relevant topic. Now, to get into it, I'm gonna start off with what I think. Well, not what I think, but like, so like I listen to every genre of music for the most part, except for country, and I'm pretty objective. I like all types of rap, whether it's trap, hardcore, gangster, conscious, like the hard-working type, mainstream, the bangers, R&B, all of that. But I do have a slight bias to lyrical rap because I'm a pretty smart kid, and I think it's fun solving the enigma of rappers using triple entendres and extended metaphors and allusions and paradoxes to symbolize what they're saying or get the moral of their story across, or just tell a story about an event in a lyrical way with incredible flow. It's a challenge, and I enjoy it a lot more than I like senseless rapping about nonsense. However, the first thing we're going to talk about in this video is mainstream rap and how it's looking right now. And I actually love mainstream rap right now, to be completely honest with you. A couple years ago, it was looking pretty dead when like Drake was first hitting the scene and Wayne came out with that Carter 4, which in my opinion was trash. Wayne hasn't been the same since Carter 3. Personal opinion, y'all can chime in the comments what you think about that one. He has made a couple decent songs since, but for the most part, he's been pretty dead. But yeah, like right around the time Drake came out, and then we had like, he was the only stable person in the game, and at first I didn't like his well, I liked his mixtapes, but then when he was really with Young Money and stuff, I wasn't really feeling him at first. You had like 2 Chainz come out, French Montana, Rick Ross, basically just a whole bunch of people that their names weren't really in the game. You had like MGK to a lesser extent. People who made a couple bangers and songs that we all listened to, but they weren't really prominent. The rap game right now is looking fantastic, with Drake looking better than ever, Future killing it. You got all these fantastic beat makers, which I'll get to next, and Fetty definitely killing it. You got all these guys really going hard right now. And the next thing we're going to talk about is the DJs, because they play a really big part in it. The beats nowadays are 100 times better than they were back in the day. No disrespect to the legends, Dre, Primer, Drama, all those guys, Green Lantern, they were fantastic. But the beats now are so upbeat and it's awesome. It really does add an extra, like, incentive to the songs. The only problem with these fantastic beats, though, is a lot of rappers are just talking about random nonsense that doesn't make sense, and people still listen to their songs because how nice the beats are. Which is a tragedy, but some rappers do it. Regardless, I think these DJs are doing a great job. Y'all can chime in what you think about that. And I get pissed off as the guy in the corner here, and I didn't expect him to be there. Now that we've talked about that, we'll get to the next thing, which I'm going to talk about, which is basically just 2 guys. I'm going to talk about Kendrick and J. Cole. And I love these 2 guys. I've been messing with them big time since 2012. Kendrick since 2010. I heard some of his really early stuff before Good Kid, Mad City. But yeah, those 2 guys, they revolutionized rap because they made it cool to listen to lyrical rap again, which I really appreciate. No one knew what an entendre or an extended metaphor was in rap, like none of the mainstream listeners, the younger audience, until they heard Kendrick on Poetic Justice. And him and J. Cole together have really embraced being mainstream rappers, but rapping with a lyrical sense and rapping about relevant and real things that they can relate to, which I think is great. And if only more people listen to lyrical rap, they would understand that there's even better than where those 2 guys are. Next thing I'm going to talk about is not the opposite, but like the antis of those two guys, and that is our more pale-skinned rappers, which I do love. But I mean, after Macklemore stole all of Kendrick's Grammys, I was pretty upset, I'm not gonna lie. But with that being said, there's plenty of fantastic like white rappers. MGK, like his lace up was, I loved it. I don't like much of his newer stuff because he hasn't gone mainstream, but it's not the same, to be honest. Logic, I can't say enough good things about Logic. At first he did sound like a flow stealer, but now that he's developed his own unique flow, he's a champ, man. If you don't listen to him or understand where he's coming from with some of his songs, you gotta change your opinion. Who else can we talk about? G-Eazy is alright. His thing is more of a flow thing. He doesn't have great bars. So if you respect just flow and pretty snazzy beats and a unique voice, then you'll probably mess with him a little bit. I could talk about Bronson and Mac Miller, Yellow Wolf, and some of those guys, but they're all really decent in their own rights. They all are better at some things than others. And I see the first time I shot this video, it didn't save, and I know I mentioned a couple other guys, so I'm gonna not forget. I'm not even gonna talk about Eminem because he's a GOAT. So yeah. Moving on. I'm gonna talk about the 3 young guns in my opinion. And by young guns, I don't mean just breakout stars that can become famous for a year. I mean guys that can really take this game to the next level. And I'm gonna start with Joey Badass. He is 21 or 22 now, and he is a beast from New York. He is the reincarnation of Biggie, Nas, and Jay-Z. In fact, you can argue that with him being a new school rapper who's so young that raps with an early 90s flow and is even more lyrical than them, that he has potential to become... Definitely, he'll never be as well known, but he has the potential to just really be one of the best out there to ever come from New York. Then we'll talk about Earl Sweat, who more people listen to because he's with Odd Future. His stuff right now is really, really good. Like, his old stuff, he was kind of immature, rape your mother type stuff, Odd Future type-ish things, but he's grown, and his latest album is awesome. If you guys haven't heard it, go check it out. He really has changed, and if you enjoy lyrical rap with some funny aftertones, kind of like Eminem, you'll enjoy it. And lastly, we're going to talk about the boy Chance the Rapper from Chi-Town. If you're into a unique voice with godlike flow, humor, real life talk, and just crazy lyrics and bars, then you'll enjoy Chance. Homie's nice. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about those 3 and what other really young rappers you guys think can actually make it and like solidify themselves in the game. Now I'm gonna talk about someone who's on like a revamp, and that's gonna be A$AP Rocky. I consider it a revamp. He died after his early stuff, and now a lot of people don't like his new stuff because it's conscious rapping, and his rapping about the loss of his friend and how other things affected him in life, and people don't like that, but I think that's a great change for him. He went from being Pretty Boy, Flacco, and rapping about nonsense, now actually rapping about relevant things, and I think it's good for him. If people don't respect it, well, they can suck it. And yeah. Now I'm gonna talk about rap styles and mainly trap. So we've talked about mainstream, lyrical, and all that. We all know trap. We all know people from, like, I'm from Philly. We've been messing with trap for the longest. People from the South, like Atlanta, even longer than me. But Chiraq, Chief Keef, he really put trap music back on. I mean, as much as we can flame Chief Keef all day, he really did put trap music back on the map for everyone. And since him, we've had the emergence of Migos, Trinidad James, who's his own style in itself. But just all these, like, trap stars have become prominent. I know that Gucci Mane, Yo Gotti, and all of them have been around even before that, but, like, it really just became prominent when these guys came back. And it's been good for the rap game. A lot of even mainstream rappers like Fetty and Drake have been semi-influenced by this trap, and I respect it. I don't know how much longer it's gonna last, but it's been good while it's been on. Next, I'm not gonna throw up like my top 5, but I'm gonna talk about just some of my favorite, not even favorite rappers, just artists. I don't have a favorite rapper. You can have a favorite rapper, but there is no best rapper in the game because everyone, it's like, what is the best rapper? Is he the most lyrics, the most flow, the most storytelling, just the best bangers, etc. But like, I like putting people, Nas, Jay-Z, Pac, Big, I could put anyone in there. Kanye in his prime was fantastic. I could talk about Immortal Technique, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Cannabis, a lot of old school rappers, Rakim, Redman, etc. But in that, somewhere in my top 10, I'm gonna have to put a couple conscious rappers in. And for those who don't know what conscious rap is, it's basically rap about... It's poetry. It's poetry in motion. And the best to ever do it in that regard, in my opinion, is Lupe. I have Lupe as being much more lyrical than Eminem. And you can call me crazy all you want, but Eminem has the best flow the rap game's ever seen, and Lupe has the best lyrics. There's a Yale and Princeton professor still trying to figure out what certain literary devices and entendres in Lupe Fiasco songs mean. Every time he writes, he is a master of the English language and its words. People always get on him for being too complex, and he just makes more complex songs, which I love and respect. It's an enigma trying to listen to his music that I enjoy. Some people don't, but they just don't know what rap is supposed to be. What else? Hopsin is really good with that too. He's not as lyrical, but rapping about relevant things. Some people call him a heretic. If you haven't listened to Hopsin, check him out. Fool is nice. And I could go on and on with conscious rapping because it's my favorite type of rapping. But there's a lot of people who do it big. Well, they don't do it big because conscious rappers aren't well known. That's why it's another reason why it's called conscious. And you could debate if that's because the mainstream media doesn't want to hear the truth and they just want to hear mindless rap or what, but they are by far the most skilled lyricists in the game today. And see, in my first video I got through this a lot faster, and I talked about a couple extra topics too. But it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't think I have time to talk about much other stuff. In the comments below, I want you guys to tell me what you think of the video. What do you think? What's your top rapper list or whatever? Rappers you don't like. What you think about the rap game right now? Who you do and don't like? Who you think will break out in the future? Underground rappers you think I need to listen to, because I love listening to underground rappers that are recommended to me. And anything else that's rap related, really, or music related. I think I'll make a general music video pretty soon. The next topic I'm gonna do on Free Talk Fridays next week is gonna be the NFL playoff picture. Well, sports in general, but mainly the NFL playoff picture because I'm a big sports fan, and why not? So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave comments for feedback, and so we can have a nice conversation in the chat. And as always, if you like my content, subscribe for more. Check out my other videos. Tell your friends. And yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll let you see my scoreboard real quick. I played pretty darn good and we lost, but we just didn't rotate. And we lose. So once again, have a great day, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, Context is signing out.